Hi, this is a brief tutorial on how to solve some word problems. When you read through a word problem, the first thing that you really want to do is you want to read what is the question asking you. So we're going to read through from the very beginning. Mike and Adam left a bus terminal at the same time and traveled in opposite directions. Mike's bus was in heavy traffic and had to travel 20 miles an hour slower than Adam's bus. After 3 hours, their buses were 270 miles apart. How fast was each bus going? When you solve a word problem, reread what that last question is asking you. How fast was each bus going? That tells you what type of variables or what you're going to have to find. So I'm going to have the letter X represent the speed, or how fast. And since Adam's bus is one of them, the speed of Adam's bus. And then the other speed, because you have to do both buses, I'm going to call Y, and that's going to be the speed of Mike's bus. This would be called defining your variable. So after you've defined your variable, now it might be helpful to draw a picture about what's going on. So you have a bus terminal, and it said they leave the bus terminal at the same time, and they travel in opposite directions. So one bus is going this way, and one bus is going that way. It says Mike's bus was in heavy traffic and had to travel 20 miles an hour, so this is really important, 20 miles an hour slower than Adam's bus. And change my color. Oh, maybe not. Change my color. Well, we're going to go 20 miles an hour slower than Adam's bus. So if Mike's bus has to travel 20 miles an hour slower than Adam's, we will represent it as X minus 20, because that would be 20 miles per hour slower than Adam's. Okay, so now we have a speed. We have the speed of Adam's being X. We have the speed of Mike's bus being X minus 20. Now it's asking us, or it's giving us a distance, and what we need to remember is that distance equals rate times time. Now in every problem there's going to be some sort of concept that you have to remember or understand. For example, we talked a lot about perimeter in class, so that was sort of a concept that you had to know what to do. In this, when they give you a distance, you have to remember that distance equals rate times time. And they're telling you the total distance traveled is 270 miles. And they're telling you two different rates, right? They're telling you the rate or speed of Adam's bus, and they're telling you the speed of Mike's bus. So you have two different ones. You have the rate of Adam's plus the rate of Mike's. And then you do have time. Time is the 3 hours. So by having this equation, you now have 270 miles equals the speed of both buses times the 3 hours. And you just keep solving now algebraically to find out what's the speed of Adam's bus. Don't forget to distribute to both numbers, if you remember on your quiz. So this would be 270 equals, or subtract that, excuse me. So add 60 to both sides. So you have 330 equals 6x. So x, or the speed of Adam's bus, equals 330 divided by 6. So Adam's bus goes 55 miles per hour, which means if the speed of Mike's bus is in heavy traffic, Mike's bus has to go 55 minus 20 has to only go 35 miles per hour. So when you write your final answer, write out exactly what the question is asking for in the question. So the question is asking how fast was each bus going? You could say Mike's bus is traveling 35 miles per hour, and Adam's bus is traveling 55 miles per hour. So that would be how you could do a word problem. Again, always look for what the question's asking you for, and remember there's going to be some sort of concept that you have to know. In this case, it was distance equals rate times time. We did a few with perimeter. So you're going to have to know some sort of concept. We're going to do another word problem. So again, read through the problem. Two trains left a station at the same time. One traveled north at a certain speed, the other traveled south at twice the speed. After 4 hours, the trains were 600 miles apart. How fast was each train traveling? So the first thing you do again is you read that last sort of question and ask, how fast was each train traveling? So you're going to have x, and again, I always pick x. X would be one of the trains. So this is the speed of the train traveling north, since that's the first one that it mentions. One traveled north. And then y equals the speed of the train traveling the other direction, which was south. Again, you could use any letters you want. You can make this N and this S, but typically as math teachers, we always use X and Y. Okay, so then it might help to draw a picture. So now you have your train station. One is going north and one is going south. Said one traveled north at a certain speed, the other traveled south at twice the speed. So what that means is it's saying this one was going x. If this is going twice the speed, that would have to be 2x. Okay, so now they're again asking us, after 4 hours, the trains were 600 miles apart. So this is what I mean by you have to remember a concept. We're going to again do distance, because they give us a distance, equals rate times time. Our distance that they're going to make it is 600 miles, and the rate that they're traveling is the train going north speed plus the trains going south speed, and they're traveling for 4 hours. After you write the concept and the equation, the rest of it just becomes our solving equations. So 600 equals 4x plus 8x. You could distribute first, or you could just combine like terms, so you get 12x. You're going to get x equals 600 divided by 12, and you will find out that that is 50 miles per hour. How do I know it's miles per hour? Because we were traveling 60 miles, and this was 4 hours. So that's the speed of the train moving north. The speed of the train moving south would then be 2 times 50, so that train's going 100 miles per hour. Again, like we said in the last problem, you may want to write out your answers, or you should write out your answers in complete sentences. The speed of the train moving north is 50 miles per hour. The speed of the train moving south is 100 miles per hour. Now you should be able to quick check your answers. Since the question told us that you have 4 hours in time, let's just double check it. If you did 50 times 4 for that first train, that train would make it 200 miles. And if you took the train that was going south, that was 100 times the 4 hours, that train would make it 400 miles. Oops, 400 miles. If you put together the 200 and the 400 miles, how far do they make it? They make it 600 miles. So we checked our answer. So those are just 2 word problems, again, dealing with the concept of distance equals rate times time. You should know this, and you will be expected to solve one of these types of problems on the test.